Welcome back to the pod.
to the Talk to a podcast.
We're scrapping that.
Oh yeah, no, the podcast name can stay the same. We're changing the name of our organization we're working under, which so far is us two, but to be expanded soon.
We're
But
sellouts.
We're sellouts, but the Talk to a podcast is never changing unless we get sued.
Not affiliated.
Not affiliated with Haley, whatever her name is. Okay.
Producer is asking us to introduce today's topic. We are going to be doing the New York Times' 36 questions to fall in love.
We don't need them because we are already in love, in fact.
And you should all love us already.
This is not a lavender marriage, not a green card thing either. This is real, genuine love.
Do you have hand sanitizer?
So yeah, even though we don't need to fall in love any more than we already are, we are going to ask these questions to each other so you can fall in love with us. And for the sake of these questions, whenever it asks like blah 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 something about your partner, we are each other's partner in this situation.
Do they? I don't know these questions. I've looked at like 3 of them. Do they ask about partner?
I skimmed them. There's some that are like, explain to your partner blank, okay. But like partner, that's us. We're together.
We're dating.
Finish the heart. Okay. Was that good?
Very good. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
I'm more ready.
It's gonna be intense.
It's gonna be real intense. We might cry. There might be tears.
Okay. Let's begin. Given the choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a dinner guest?
Like dead or alive?
Anyone in the world. They didn't specify 6 feet under the mouth.
Probably. Like, I feel like this is such a boring answer. But Trisha Paytas?
I was thinking Trisha or Terry Jo.
Terry Jo? Who the fuck is that?
It's that guy in a wig who like insults people on Instagram lives. Did an episode with Trisha.
Oh,
that was the first thing to come to mind.
For me, it'd be Trisha Paytas, I think, just because she's done so much with her life. I just want to hear stories.
No. I wouldn't do a historical figure. I don't care that much.
No.
They wouldn't like me.
I would say that, like, all the historical figures are, like, racists or, like,
what do I do when I'm sitting, like, to brunch with George Washington and he looks at me and
he wants
goes,
your teeth.
You're one of them queers, you know?
He's gonna, like, ask for your teeth.
I like my teeth.
Would you like to be famous? And if yes, in what way? For what?
That's a good one.
I think in another life I was a pop star.
Okay.
Don't look so surprised.
I think in this life I'm meant to be one of those famous people that like nobody really knows why they're famous. They don't have like any sort of like kind of, okay. But like more like I want to be, those like New York City Nepo babies who like are just rich and have a really cool Instagram feed and like you are not a Nepo baby. You're from New York, but you're not a Nepo baby. That's how I feel. Whenever I go to the hospital my mom works at, I feel like a Nepo baby because they treat me extra good. Or like whenever I'm helping at Comic-Con, like backstage, I'm like...
So you want to be famous for nothing?
Yes.
You want to be a pop star?
I think so.
I feel like if you're famous for a reason, there's too much pressure to continue being good at that thing. Like if you're just
good at everything.
If you're just like a famous person though who's just famous for like literally no reason, then you could like actually be good at something and people are just like, oh my god, that's so cool. And there's no like pressure, I feel like, to continue doing that thing or being good at that thing.
That's fair.
Before making a telephone call, I thought that were wordy.
Telephone call.
Do you ever rehearse what you're going to say? Why?
Always.
Every
single time.
I'd like to add an addendum. Who do you practice phone calls for?
Only like if it's like serious. Like if it's like a doctor's office like scheduling something, or if it's like I have to like call, I can't think of any situation right now. For some reason it's like if I have to call the government, then I like rehearse in my head. I'm like, hello, my name is so and so. I don't know. You have to call the government sometimes, I think. And I don't know.
Any phone call that I'm not having with a friend, I have the Notes app open there's usually a couple talking points. If I'm ordering food, the whole order is there.
Well, yeah, that
But-
makes sense.
Yeah, but for other important phone calls and whatnot, like I don't know if they're gonna give me a number, information I need to remember. I've thought about every way it can go. I'm ready to write anything down.
I am not like that. Only for like important ones, I'll just be like, I'll rehearse like the opening in my head. I'll be like, after that, I don't know. It's just improv.
Do
It's
you
off
walk
the dome.
around when you're on the phone? Like, do you pace?
No.
Really?
My dad paces real bad, but I don't.
I'll be walking upstairs.
Yeah, you seem the type. Mm.
Just
Well,
wants
I
to be
don't.
falling in love.
Sorry. Love you.
Yeah,
We're not there yet.
Love you, babe.
After the 36 questions. You can
Oh,
say
okay.
it, but we're
33 to
not
go.
there.
I like
We're
you.
falling in.
you're fine.
I have a crush on you. But I can't walk around on the phone because I'm afraid I'll get out of breath. I don't want to be like moving while I'm on the
You
phone
would.
because I'm afraid. Okay. No, I'm just afraid I'm gonna get out of breath and then I'm gonna sound like into the phone and they're gonna be like, "Is this bitch running or something?" It's just me walking up the stairs. Like
Making a phone call, but you've paced so much that you're just heavy breathing into the mic
Yeah.
and they think you're trying to kill them.
I'm so worried about.
What would constitute a perfect day?
Wake up, Mexican food.
Wake up. Beep. Mexican food.
Cut like the whole
I just
minute.
cut that whole bit. What's your perfect day, Luca?
It's gonna go to that. What's your perfect day?
I wake up, my throat doesn't hurt, I'm not congested.
Mhm.
So never. But
Oh.
I do brunch.
That's
I go
good.
into this. No, I just have to start on a good note. I wear an outfit I like. I get an expensive brunch in like an aesthetic little spot. The weather's nice. Chill. I don't need a lot. I just need to not be inconvenienced.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, I feel like mine is like wake up in my bed at home because there's like a window right next to my bed and I love that. Wake up, the window's open, it's fresh breeze coming in, and then just like going and being outside.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's my perfect
I
day.
that.
When did you last? Oh, jeez. That's gonna sound like shit. When did you last sing to yourself? And then there's an additional to someone else.
What time is it?
Oh, was it today?
Mine was today.
6:05. That probably happened at around 5:20 something.
Last time you sang to yourself?
Yes.
What song?
It was Dandelion by Ariana Grande.
Mm.
Stream Eternal Sunshine, Brighter Days Ahead. Not sponsored.
Ariana Grande does not need your sponsorship.
Ariana Grande does not give a fuck about what. Mine was earlier today. I was just hanging out in my room because I was singing that TikTok song. It's not a TikTok song. It's an old song. Janet Jackson. The maybe we'll meet at a bar. He'll drive a funky car. I was singing that in my head, not in my head, out loud. Sorry.
What about to someone else?
I don't sing to other people.
Ever? You've never done it? ABCs?
I sing in
Never
your
done it?
car sometimes. Does that count?
I don't sing.
I've
to other
never
people.
sung at someone.
Yeah,
No one deserves that.
getting serenaded at forcefully.
Okay, if you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want? So it's saying, like, if you stopped aging something at 30, would you want to stop aging your mind or your body at 30? Crowd was.
The crowd goes
I'm
mild.
thinking.
I feel like I'm pretty up there, you know? I'm pretty solid. That's not going anywhere.
That's
I
true.
agree.
I don't have enough faith in myself to be like in peak condition at 30. I don't want to keep the body. The mind,
I don't wanna keep the body.
That's interesting.
Luca wants to keep the body. That's what he meant.
Oh,
Like,
that's
up
what you
there.
meant?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
in shape up there.
My
Oh.
dad said that 30 is when things start to go wrong.
Yeah.
So if I could keep it good for 12 years, I'm set.
the thing is, I just don't trust, because the way I'm imagining it is like, it's your 30th birthday, as soon as that hits, whatever condition your body is in, that's how you stay. I don't trust myself enough to be in like the best condition of my life exactly on my 30th birthday.
What if like you're sad and then you have 60 years of sadness? What if your mental state is just like
I'm more trust myself to be happy on my 30th birthday than to be in the best fitness of my life on my 30th birthday.
Okay. Do you have a secret hunch about how you will die? That was word for word, by the way. Do you have a hunch as to what's going to kill you?
What day is my surgery? May 6th. I am going under the knife and I'm not coming back up. I keep looking up videos
Stop it.
on TikTok of the procedure I'm having done and I'm freaking myself out.
The rule is that you can only look up things about your procedure after it's done.
Okay, well now I know everything that's gonna happen to me already, so I've come to terms with the fact that I will be dying on May 6th of 2020.
There's nothing we can do at this point. I've tried.
Did she also tell you she convinced herself she was gonna explode on the plane?
Either I'm dying while under the knife or I'm waking up and on the way back my lung is gonna explode.
Okay. Luca, how do you think you'll die?
I'm going into healthcare management, so maybe I'm gonna get shot.
Like that one guy?
Yeah.
Do you think you're gonna be shot by someone really hot? Or like not?
Would you be okay if
I'd
you
be
died?
okay with it.
Okay.
If he went back on another shooting spree and picked me, he picked me.
Oh, so you know about me. You know who I am.
This next one's interesting. Name 3 things you and your partner appear to have in common.
Teeth. Sorry.
You don't know that. We both.
You go first.
I think it's a collective 3.
Yeah, we can do a
Okay.
collective 3. I don't think we can.
Not the
Okay,
sixth thing.
so I mean, we could go for the obvious like physical features, but I don't really.
What obvious physical features?
Brown eyes,
Oh.
brown curly hair, except mine is dyed right now.
My hair brown.
It's black. Lucas' hair is black.
Really? I always thought your hair was just dark brown. I don't mean to give you hair dysmorphia, but
There's a mirror to the right.
It's one of the two.
I think personality wise, we both are just like we love a little side quest. We're both people who will do shit just to do shit.
Just to do it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's how we got here.
that's how this
I
happened.
think Griff did well.
I know. I'm working on it. Producer's mouthing that we both have older brothers, but I was looking for something more insightful.
Well, you were severely struggling.
Well,
Yeah,
I
you
figured
were not doing so hot on that.
I figured I might help you.
That's true. We both have.
It gets
older
harder
brothers.
every time you both say something mean.
Last thing that we have in common, I think that we both are like, you know how some people are just like kind of naturally smart?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that to like be a narcissist, but like I think we're both like naturally like we could do things.
We're just like generally adept.
Yes, we
think.
are adept people. And like if I feel like the stuff I like lock in and I'm like I want to be good at this, I can easily achieve being good at it, and like same thing for you.
We also both play oboe. How did we
We
overlook
both
that?
play the
That's
same-
a, that's a niche thing.
We both play oboe. Yeah, there's that.
Okay, this one's kind of sappy, so keep it short.
Okay.
For what in your life do you feel the most grateful?
The people in my life for sure, like not just family but also like friends here and back home. Yeah, the relationships I have with people in my life are really important to me.
Yeah. I don't know, for me, I didn't get I love my family dearly, but I didn't pick them, so to speak.
Yeah.
My friends, like, I've spent a long time figuring out how to find people that are good for me to be around. And that comes down a lot more to me and like the things I do than who my family is. Love my family, they're great, but I feel more proud of the friends that I choose to surround myself with.
That's true. And also like with the friends aspect, I feel like it's been so much trial and error, and like I've had so many like good friendships that ended, bad friendships that ended. So like I'm like very happy and proud of like the people I have in my life currently.
I was so nervous coming into this year because I had like this really weird pattern where the first year of elementary school, the first year of middle school, and the first year of high school, I met terrible people and it was awful for me. And I was like, damn, first year of college is coming around, it's over. Broke the pattern.
God willing.
I have a side quest question for you. It's not on the list. Do you think that blood is thicker than like water? As in, blood family is thicker than. I'm curious.
No.
No.
I don't. I mean, I think it's easier for the connect that like family connection because like you are like kind of forced proximity to be around them. So I think it's easier for that. But then I think in like certain circumstances, like no, not all the time.
Yeah.
I was curious. I felt like it went with that last question. Okay.
I think
Yeah.
it can be, but it's not an always thing.
If you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be?
I have mine. I'll let you think. I like to say that I was raised somehow. Again, this I'm just talking about being sick a lot. I'm somehow like the most like medically challenging child, but also the glass child at the same time. So I guess that's one thing I would change is like I just felt very like I felt like I had so many problems and that I was like constantly burdening my parents with those problems because they had so many other things to deal with.
This is a deep talk to us.
This is a deep one. But I
That's what we're about.
like growing up with
Going deep.
like my siblings having their own stuff going on,
I'm sorry.
going deep on Talk to Us.
I'm sorry, I was making a sexual innuendo.
Going deep on Talk to Us. Yeah, but growing up, like both my siblings have like their own issues that I feel like are more like socially present, whereas mine are just like medical issues. So I felt like I shouldn't have had any like whenever I had social issues or like emotional issues, I like kind of just didn't tell anyone or like tried to keep it hidden because I felt like they had so much going on with them. And I felt like I with my medical stuff I was already taking up so much time and like energy. So I guess that's one thing I would change. I don't know how I would change that, but maybe some extra reassurance every now and then.
I somewhat recently learned that like this was just a me thing, but growing up, if I like not if I did anything wrong, but there were certain scenarios where if I did something wrong, like the immediate response would be that I wasn't going to have friends if I kept doing this thing and just kids wouldn't like me or hang out with me. But at the same time, the kids at my school didn't like me. So it gave me a general sense of guilt, microdosing Catholicism by having guilt but not knowing why, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that. Sometimes I've generally broken that. Like I don't default to thinking people will hate me for doing something wrong anymore,
Yeah.
but I did. Thank you for sharing.
You're just sitting on his face.
Oh,
He's underage.
I'm sorry.
Okay, moving on. If you could wake up tomorrow having gained any one quality or ability, what would it be?
Does that include superpowers?
I was about to
think-
ask the
I-
same
I-
thing.
I feel like it's more fun.
I want to be able to shapeshift.
Wow, into what?
Anything. Like
Okay.
Not
like
the
a giant
shapeshift-
pillow or like an animal? Oh.
anything. Yeah, I feel like that's the ultimate superpower because I feel like it could encompass all of the superpowers. Like instead of being able to turn invisible, you can turn really tiny and like no one will be able to see you. Instead of the ability to fly, turn into a bird and fly. Like I feel like shapeshifting is the ultimate superpower and that's what I would want to wake up with.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for that strong opinion.
I have thought about this a lot.
Clearly.
I think I would want to have like telekinesis. I just think it would be convenient. It would be really
Wait.
cool.
Telekinesis or telekinesis?
Telekinesis, like move things.
I don't think that's called.
You're thinking of telepathy.
Ah, yes, I am. Maybe. So Millie Bobby Brown.
I also was thinking of telepathy. I was gonna say I'd just be
I mean,
paranoid.
I also think telepathy would be fun.
I
But
would
like,
want to choose what I could.
yeah, that's the thing.
I wouldn't want to be like.
Also, I think I would just feel guilty after a while.
Also, like, what if you were having sex with someone and you were like, you took me before that, and you telepathied into their mind, and they were like, she was really fucking out right now. Like that is like would
That'd be life
that's
ruining,
my
yeah.
biggest fear.
I think she's doing this wrong. Like,
Does she know how to do this?
That would be my biggest
Have
fear.
you ever tried this one?
Clearly not, because you look dumb.
Clearly, you have never tried this one.
That was a fun
I
one.
don't think I'm confident enough to have telepathy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd be like, "Oh,
that'd
shit."
be that'd ruin me.
If a crystal ball could tell you the truth about yourself, your life, the future, or anything else, what would you want to know? I want to limit this.
Wow.
I think you get to ask a crystal ball one question about anything. Could be about yourself, could be about God for all you wanted.
Mm.
What would you ask?
Mm.
One question. It's like a genie, one question.
That's not how genies work.
No, but same circulation.
I would ask, at what age I'm gonna die, because no, not in like a morbid way, but in a way of like I want to know how much time I have left to do the things I want to do.
So would you rather ask what age you're gonna die, or how can I become?
I wouldn't want to be immortal.
Fair
And what
enough.
if he just says, yeah, there's no way?
Yeah, then
That's
you
not
wasted
happening.
your question, bruh. I just want to know at what age I have to die, so I have to know when to get. I have to, so I can schedule out when I'm doing things, like jump out of a plane at this age, do like rob a bank at this age, so that way I can like do the like.
Is that on the bucket list?
Maybe, but like if it's like something that I know is gonna like land me in jail, right? Then or something that
Before
like
you die.
yeah, then I want to do it in like my later years of life, so I can schedule out what year I'm gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
And Luca.
20-year plan, rob a bank.
It's on there.
I would ask, is it a compound question to ask, like,
You get one question, and the crystal ball's gonna explode if you ask it
oh my god,
to. Just so you know.
if there is a god, would he like me? Like, would we be
That's
chill?
this is all coming back to when I mess up my. I'm gonna have
No,
I was gonna
not
say,
would he
I'm
like me, like,
sensing
would
the
we be
complex.
good, but, like, would I be sent to, like, eternal damnation if I keep doing what I'm
This
doing?
is your Catholic upbringing.
Yeah. But it doesn't have to be a Catholic god.
Right? Yeah. You just want to ask.
It could be a Hindu god, it could be anyone.
I'd ask
But, like,
God, does
I'm-
he think I'm cool?
Do you
I'm
like me,
concerned
God?
about after I die.
I am too. I was debating doing like
What happens?
yeah, because I do think
But
about
what if
that.
it's terrible?
Then I would try and
Then
stay
she
alive
robs a
as long
bank.
as. Then I rob a bank now. Get it up.
Is there something you've dreamed of doing for a long time? And why haven't you done it? I feel like we're young, but
Yeah, I was gonna say we have a lot
Haven't
of
done
life
much
left
for a
to
long
live.
time.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to. But what's something? Let's rephrase. What's like top on the bucket list? What's number one?
I really want to work on more like creative projects, like a short film or something. I want to work on a short film. I think that'd be really fun. Or a long film. That too.
Also, okay.
I'm
A film of any length.
Like
Fil-
work on
size
it
doesn't
as
matter.
a
Okay.
Director or like.
I think in it would be really fun. I think that'd be
Some sort of artistic project. Maybe this is like the secret desire to be a pop star, but like a song, an album. I think about that a lot sometimes.
Next question.
What is the greatest accomplishment of your life? That's really deep. What are you most proud of? I guess. Maybe. What's an
I-
inclusion?
I don't know if
Don't
this is a
brag.
weird thing to say. I was really proud of myself after I turned in my Common App. Like, because you can download it as a PDF.
You kind of
And
answer someone,
I looked at it and I was like, you know what? Like, I did do all of these things. I spent 4 years in high school doing something because it feels like you're not for a
Yeah.
while.
Mm.
But like I learned instruments. I went to nationals for debate multiple times. I was up there. I was doing
Here we go with the
things.
bragging. No bragging. No details. Just
No details.
No
I did
detail.
something.
I did things
I
at
did
some
things.
points.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's sufficient.
I don't know.
I'm in a particular.
I was third in my class.
Okay.
My class didn't do class rankings. We never got to know like which ranking we were in our class.
They released 1 and 2, but told everyone who the top 10 was. So we just looked.
So why
at the
wouldn't you
numbers.
want
So why didn't you do better and be?
it? I'm just curious.
So you all hate me.
Julia.
Um, um, I guess something that I am proud of myself for is like leaving my hometown for sure. Like not just because like I go to a good school farther away, but like leaving it all because it would have been so easy for me to like stay in my hometown and go to college with all the same people I went to high school with and all this. But like I'm very glad I didn't. Every day I wake up and I say I'm so glad I'm not around all of y'all. That's a joke. I have no hatred in my heart except for to a couple people. And
Hmm.
but like I am glad and I'm proud that I was able to just like to leave because it is hard to
Yeah.
move somewhere else. I
No,
mean,
that's real.
you moved a lot farther than I
Especially
did.
coming
Yeah.
from New York City. Um,
I would say we both have very different experiences coming to St. Louis because we're from very different areas.
what allure does St. Louis have that it got us both here?
I don't know. I mean, I was going to the big city in St. Louis, and you were going
I was
to
coming to rural life.
yeah.
Yeah. I mix up rural and urban a lot.
That's
Those are
that's-
polar opposites.
But I forget which one is which.
Oh my god.
okay. What do you value most? What do you value most in a friendship?
Consistency. Consistency is a big one for sure. Like I want to know that like there's some friends where it's like I only talk to you every now and then, but like it's great, you know?
Yeah.
And like I know what to expect with that. And then there's other friends where it's like I hang out with you like multiple times a week, and it's like I just like knowing what to expect from friendships, and like they expect the same thing back, and it's like
I am such a big fan of like those couple friends I have where we talk like once every 6 months and it's like no time has passed. And I wasn't sure if I could say consistency because I have friendships like that. Um, but also I think like friends who can have serious conversations without thinking it's an argument or like regarding it as something angry or negative. Like you can sit down and have a conversation with someone about boundaries and it is chill. That is normal. That is so regular. That is so healthy. And
So a
people,
mature friendship.
yeah.
and
I think that's we're in a transition period.
Yeah. And people who you can say things to like without them making you feel like they're angry at you or you should be angry at them or judged.
Yeah.
People who are emotionally intelligent.
Also like people who just like get it. Like you know there's some people where it's like we really like there's no reason we should click but we do. Like I love those friendships. The most like random friendships are like my favorite.
These next two questions might need a little editing. So
Okay.
I'm gonna read them. The first question is what is your most treasured memory? And the second is what is your most terrible? So this feels a little personal. I think we should do what's your favorite like memory from childhood. Silly dance. And we'll cover that for both of them.
Okay.
Terrible is a little upsetting. We've been deep already.
Yeah. Okay.
Part 2 is a place of joy.
Yes. Let's not make the people sad. Like, was it your Play-Doh set that was the dentist Play-Doh set? Like,
You know what it
was?
was? We had a sandbox.
I had a sandbox too.
Oh my god. And we had there were so many of like these little toys and they wouldn't turn or like work properly because there was sand in the joints, but it was so much fun. So we had if you walked through my brother's bedroom, we had like an outdoor deck right above our garage. And like it was so there was so much like whimsy on the deck. So much whimsy in the sandbox. There was these little toy cars and the wheels wouldn't spin right because of the sand. And that's my happy place.
I was saying like that I love like fun little whimsical places. Like one that came to mind as you were talking is like we used to have a dog house for whenever our dogs would be outside. We don't have it anymore, but whenever we were really young, we'd have it. And me and my brother, whenever we were super, super young, we would go, we'd have like the little cereal boxes, you know what I mean? And we'd go out and we'd just sit up there and talk for like hours about like whatever the fuck 4 and 5-year-olds talk about for hours.
Yeah.
Like we would just be sitting there eating our cereal, just like chopping it up,
Shooting the shit.
with my brother on the doghouse.
We also had, and I only have a very vague, like wisps of a memory of this, but it was this like ball pit kind of thing, and it extended to the top, and you could like put some of them there and they would like roll down, and it was fascinating. And I can't really fully picture it, but I know in my heart of hearts it was there.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Okay. We're officially halfway through these questions, and I just would like to know, are you feeling any more in love than you were? Do we need to keep
What's
doing
your
some work?
answer? Before I answer, what's your answer?
Yes.
Me too.
Do we need to keep doing some work?
Yes.
Yes, I think we need to finish the last half.
I
and
like
then
you.
We'll be...
Question number 2 is
Do you
calling.
like me though?
Do you like me?
Do you like me though?
Like how?
Okay. If you knew that in 1 year you would die suddenly,
So many of these are about
I know,
dying.
right?
Yeah, this is a really morbid list.
what would you change about the way you're living? You have 1 year, 365 days. What are you changing?
I'd start smoking.
Like
Is that
crack?
bad?
Or like what?
No, like cigarettes.
Okay.
If I'm dying anyways in a year, if
Yeah.
I'm dropping dead in 1 year, then like
Can have the smooth
Are you,
draw of a
like,
Marlboro
dropping
Red.
mouthwash? Ew, what are we doing?
I would probably drop out. If I know I'm gonna die in a year anyways, yes, I would drop out. I'd pursue any art thing that I want to do, film, like photography, all that stuff. I'd pursue that, and I would start smoking.
Luca?
I would have a really hard time deciding if I should spend the time in St. Louis or New York. I'm kind of between them. And like also what they don't tell you about going to college in a different city is that like both places stop feeling like home for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's not a difference.
I get that because I'm like I go home and I feel like I've outgrown it.
Yeah.
But then like I live in a dorm here. That's not a home.
I get home and I'm like, this isn't my life anymore. Like this isn't where I sleep at night. This isn't my bed. This isn't my room.
But then you get
But
back
I'm
here.
here and I have no memories past August of last year.
Yeah.
So it's what I live, but it was never formative for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably end up flying back and forth.
Love about savings.
Where's it
See,
going?
I would try and leave the biggest carbon footprint possible.
You're all going down with me.
Yeah. I don't think they do Make-A-Wish for dropping dead in a year. I think you have to be like terminally ill. Yeah.
Okay, this is a very similar question. What does friendship mean to you? I guess a way that we could word this is like that's
A
weak
a
question.
kindred spirit.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say this: if you had to define friendship, what would your one sentence definition be? I'm better than New York Times.
You are. You're making like a really good question.
I'm like fixing all these questions. Down to 2.
I mean, I was joking about the kindred spirit thing, but like kind of not. Like just loving someone in a non-romantic way.
Yeah. Like for me, my really good friends are the people who like I hang out with and I go home and I'm like, you know what, like maybe this ain't so bad. Like I'm fine with this.
Life is worth living.
Thinking about me when you're in New York.
And like after 16 questions I will. Yes. Yes, I do. I was texting and calling you over break.
Okay, this is another one. What roles do love and affection play in your life? Once again, I'm changing the question. What's your love language?
Touch.
I have never felt particularly connected to them.
Banging sex!
Not that I don't have a love language. Like I do feel and express love, but out of the 6 of the published ones, I've never like felt particularly connected to one. And anytime I take the test I get something different.
Okay. So then, Julia, with yours, touch.
Yes.
From everyone? Just from romantic partners? From friends? Is it
I
everything?
don't know. There's something. Don't fucking touch me right now.
She doesn't love me.
Whenever I like
Not yet.
touch, we have a couple more questions.
to go.
No, but like whenever I want to be like touched or like hugged or whatever, like I need it. But then whenever I am not wanting it, I am like so adverse to it. Like if somebody touches me without me like wanting them to touch me, I am like ugh immediately. I'm like a
I think
cat.
that's a girl thing sometimes.
Yeah, that
I
might be.
think it's because I do the same thing. I'll be like, touch me, love me,
Yeah,
let me lay on you, but then God forbid.
yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
get
But
me.
then like if I'm like feeling in like a touchy mood, I'm like I want to be inside your skin.
I told that.
I also like getting used to more physical affection has been something that started coming to college. Is like
Whenever
what?
no, I just,
Oh.
Julia just said her love language was touch, and I just said I told her I wanted to be in your skin before, so I wonder why you had to get used to affection.
That, but also like it was never something that I felt comfortable expressing to other people. Maybe that's a Catholic school thing. I'm seeing some
also a boy
patterns in
thing.
my
No,
answers
also
here.
boy-
I mean, I also have had the same thing, but like different. Like I don't want to be. I don't like hugs sometimes
Yeah.
because like I don't want you to be able to feel what my body feels like.
But
Hmm.
especially, we'll circle back.
Yeah, we're gonna unpack that later.
Especially
Off
to other guys in a non-romantic context. Like
That's tricky.
I spent a lot of time being treated like that wasn't normal. And I just didn't have guys I could be physically affectionate with. And now I have a friend group with like a couple of little loser guys who don't go outside, and I love them dearly, and I hug them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's also more normal. Like if two girls are like, you can cuddle in your bed.
Yeah.
You're a
Yeah,
best friend.
it's
like,
so-
that is
I lay
like
in your
not
bed and read my
normalized
book.
for
like
guys.
no one is gonna be like you're a lesbian. Like you're sleeping with your best friend.
Girls will kiss,
They
and
are-
then-
girls will kiss and be
That-
like,
that's
"It's
all-
not cheating. It was my friend."
but I
did-
kiss one
I
boy.
did alternate sharing something you consider a positive characteristic of your partner. This could go. It's wanting you to like say one thing nice about the other. It says 5 times, but I think that's overkill. I think just one thing nice about
Yeah,
the other
okay.
will
You can go first.
do.
You are like such a good communicator that it reflects not only in like very serious conversations, but just having casual conversations with you, getting dinner. It's very fluid. It like I not to say
Don't
I
make eye
feel
contact with
seen.
me.
I know. I hate.
This
words
is
of
so like
affirmation.
awkward.
Like words of affirmation is the last of my love language. Just I hate it.
Not to say that like I feel seen, but like I do. I feel like I'm being listened to, and that is something that's important to me. I just think you are very very rounded and able to communicate that well.
Julia, be
Thank
nice.
you. I was gonna say, well, I'm just a great actor. Goes in one ear out the other. That was a joke. That was a joke. I listen.
That's good.
I'm good at remembering things, and I listen. And-
You have some crazy polls to things I'll have said in off comments.
I didn't even tell you. I went to the boys' room for the first time, and they have a picture up of Johnny.
Yeah.
And your picnic blanket is under it. And I've seen the picnic blanket once. And I was looking at it, and Johnny was like, "Yeah, I was a little under the influence." And I said, "Is that really his picnic blanket?" And everyone about had a conniption because I recognized it. I was like,
When did you go to the boys' room?
I was
June?
crying.
Oh.
I needed Michael's advice. We bonded in lucid
When would you
training.
ever need Michael's
We-
advice?
We bonded in lucid training.
Keep in mind
Y'all
that
gang now.
Yeah, well, we're getting
We're tight.
this is a picture that is entirely color distorted. Like there's
Yeah,
a ton
yeah,
of
that's
filters.
true.
It is fried.
They're like, how did you?
And yeah, they were like,
She saw the pattern and it dawned on her.
It
it
dawned
dawned
on.
on me. Okay. Oh wait, you didn't say your nice thing about Luca.
Oh shit. You are genuinely one of like the smartest people I've ever met. Like to a point where it's like it's a point where it's almost bad. But like no, you're just very, very intelligent and like it comes off like not just in like schoolwork or like you being great at like instrument and stuff, but also like you're so funny and like quick with it. Like it's genuinely such a talent that I admire.
You like that Bob after this blowout.
I was gonna say amending my previous answer to be words of affirmation, but not after that one.
Okay. How close and warm is your family? Do you feel your childhood was happier than most other people's? So, like, what kind of affection did you receive from your family? Like, was your family sit down every night and have dinner, touchy family? Like, what kind of family?
We are close, I think, in just the very honest way. Like we were always sit down, have dinner. Like dinner, not to say it was a formal event, but it was scheduled all the time. And like anything was fair game to talk about at the dinner table, which was very nice to have. Like, to know that I could just kind of say things, get it off my chest. My parents would talk about their jobs. I'd tell them, like, my little school drama. And it's nice to feel like you can say things. I've been getting a lot of notifications on CoStar, like my horoscope app recently, that have been saying, don't bottle things up. Like, you can't face this alone. And it feels really targeted. And maybe it's because I'm not having dinner with people. But,
Say scheduled dinner, Sunday night dinner every night,
but it was
every night, every Sunday.
it was
That'd be really cute in BD and like have a little like table.
it was warmth in like a sense of honesty, and then also just like helping helping each other be good at things, if that makes sense. Like, we just wanted to see each other succeed.
Word.
I got math booklets over the summer, and I only recently
That's
learned
a form
that
of
as an act of love.
Love language is Kuman.
You know, I was talking to Alex the other day, and I made a comment about being half Indian, Alex Phillip, and
Yeah.
he didn't believe me that I was half Indian until I made a comment about getting like math booklets over the summer.
He's like, oh, you really are.
What kind of affection was your family? It's okay if the answer is none, because I think
I'm gonna say kind of none. A bit from more from my mom. But from my mom, again, she was just so busy. Like, we were a handful growing up. So it was like, but like, she'd tuck us in. She'd tuck us in every night. And like, I think that was probably,
that's something that stuck with you then.
yeah. Yeah, like, she would come make sure to say goodnight to all of us, like, individually. And like, give us a kiss on the forehead and let us go to bed. Oedipus vibes. Like,
Freud tuned
this
into the
next one is-
podcast.
This next is 3 true we statements. For instance, we are both in this room. And I'm
we
not-
are both in this room feeling.
And I'm like, I'm not really sure what that means, New York Times.
Yeah, that's
If
weird.
you could slide up and
New York
tell
Times,
us what you
comment
think
down
that
below
means.
what that means.
We were both a minute ago sitting in the exact same position. You moved, so
Oh.
now we're kind of mirrored, but we had our arms sitting the
Oh,
same
really?
way.
I
We
didn't
were
even
leg
notice.
crossed the same
So you
way.
think you guys are really in sync right now?
I think so.
Do you think it's because of these questions or because of your friendship?
I think our periods are synced.
When do you start?
Tonight or
Tonight?
tomorrow, yeah.
I start
You knew? We're synced.
I start Friday or Saturday. So we're getting close.
I'm gonna say we're synced
But I'm on
too.
birth control.
Me too.
So
Me
we'll
too.
never be synced.
We'll never be perfectly synced, yeah.
I have noticed.
Unless we all time our birth control so we all get our periods at the same time. And what does it have to do with the moon? You know what I mean? I think
I guess
that's
it is interesting that our cycles and the moon follow like
Do they?
28 days. That is
Yes.
interesting. Yeah, they follow the same. Because women are witches according to everything. But whatever. Complete this sentence. I wish I had someone with whom I could share. ... I know my answer.
Would you like to share?
My soul. I have been
Oh.
on this kick. I'm gonna share a soul. Like, I
Oh.
want my soul, like, to be. I want to interjoin souls with someone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who.
Well, you said you had a dream where you like your daughter and you shared a soul. Your daughter that doesn't exist yet.
I had a dream where my daughter. and
She had a
I were-
premonition.
I think that might be my true daughter. I'm like I have. I wasn't gonna have my own kids, but I think I have to see if that's my
Yeah.
kid. I'm sorry.
They're like, it's a boy, and you're like,
Not my kid. Gotta try again. Anyway, sorry. Your answers, please.
Check again. Like,
I wish I had someone whom I could share.
I was gonna say something a lot worse. I was gonna say like every mean thought I've ever had, because
Okay.
I feel like I'd feel better if it was just out there. But like, I don't want to tell people every negative thing I've ever thought.
yeah, I want to have someone I can share mean thoughts with, but not in the sense that I'm saying things choosing to be mean, that they're occurring and I don't want to hold on to them.
Yeah.
Fair enough. If you were going to become a close friend with your partner, please share what would be important for him or her to know. What's your warning label? What's your warning
Ooh.
label?
Ooh.
I'm so good. I need a raise. Not being paid.
We'll give you a penny.
Hey,
That'll be a
thank you.
raise.
Thank you.
What about like a firm handshake?
What's your
I'll
warning
dap you
label?
up. Oh, I don't know.
What's your warning label on your package?
On my package.
What warning label would you put on me?
Oversized.
Oh,
Warning oversized.
Oh, jeez.
what warning label would you put on me? What did you wish you knew
Oh,
before having met me?
warning? Hmm. Warning, doesn't hate you, just sometimes inconsistent. Wait, no, not inconsistent. That sounds bad because I said the most important thing was consistency. That's not what I mean. But like sometimes you get into these like not moods, but like you'll go like a week and we like won't talk for a week,
Yeah.
and then I'll be like, oh my god, Luca actually just hates me and I've annoyed him.
I think people think the same about you sometimes. So they think you're first, right?
Well, yeah, but I don't feel like my friends think that.
Indeed.
Yeah.
People are scared of
What would you put on me? And does it align with my theory that you hate me?
No.
Far away, 10 feet at distance.
Warning,
Like,
radioactive.
turn around. Do not engage.
Do not pass.
Rabid.
Damn.
Like,
Okay, serious one.
Lock in.
it would probably be a does not hate you, but not in the same way. Like, does not hate you is just like respects you respect your boundaries a lot, which I appreciate that about you. And I think it's helped me be more upfront with my boundaries. But that was just a learning thing.
Mm-hmm.
Does not hate you, just respects herself. And you should respect her too, you know?
Period. Why
Also-
did I say that? I never say period. I hate that.
Going back to the question we see up, we are both in this room and constantly think people hate us.
That's true.
Yeah, I would agree.
All three of us.
Yeah.
We as a
We-
triad,
We
as a
I can see
collective.
my hand at the bottom.
By the end of the episode, we're actually just a throuple.
We all hold hands and walk
We're
off
sister
into the sunset.
wives.
Oh my god.
I just
We've talked about this. We have. I don't think you.
Yeah, of being like,
Would you be sister wives with us?
think about it.
We all live on a
Well,
commune
here's the
together.
thing. I already made a pact with one of my best friends. That
She can
at
join.
the age of 35.
There's enough room on the commune.
Okay. I don't know. Do we?
You get to have your
raise
own
our
pool boy.
children?
I want to raise my children like with all my friends around. Like I want them to have so many aunts and uncles that aren't like their
I
biological
don't have a
aunts.
big family, so I need to like make.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
my aunts and uncles are my parents' friends,
Mhm.
and we go back.
I say I don't have that. Like my parents don't have like close friends for the most part.
Mhm.
So like I want that for my kids.
We like we
Yeah.
go on
These cousins.
Yeah.
we go on like vacations and stuff together, and that's gonna be the function.
Mm.
Yeah, I will say when on like my first vacation with my family, it wasn't really good, and it was
Peak.
like
Mhm.
the best.
It's so
vacation.
nice.
Yeah. Okay. This one's very similar. Tell your partner what you like about them. Be very honest this time, saying something you might have said when you just met.
Let's do physical features
Okay.
to
yeah.
spice it up.
What's
We've been
your-
doing.
yeah.
We've been trying to be intellectuals.
What's your favorite physical feature on each other? Let's not do your face. Look at some fucking kneecaps.
Yeah, you got really solid.
360 for me, real quick. Let me check out what I'm working with.
Sit your ass down.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be on the face part.
Making him do the spin before saying that is crazy.
I don't mean that.
Falling in love.
Bound
Do you have like a blanket or
to fall.
something?
I don't mean it.
It was a jacket.
It is gonna be on your face, but not because your body's bad. I was gonna say definitely your hair or your eyes.
Oh, yay!
I left out.
We can say something we like about you, but I thought you wanted your identity to be like fully secret.
What are you gonna say? My fucking hair?
Oh, someone guessed you the other day.
Probably like I like your face shape and how your lips fit on your face. They fit very well. Like you have a nice face shape for the mouth shape you have.
Everyone's gonna have lips.
Yeah,
Everyone just wants to kiss me.
Yeah.
true
I
that.
don't know. Who guessed
You,
me the
like-
other day? Shit, really? Fuck, that's 2 people now.
Who's first?
The girl from your class.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
You like your face is very cohesive. You're also like you're symmetrical. Your features complement each other nicely, and your piercings complement your face nicely. Like
I like your nose.
Really? My nose used to be like my biggest insecurity.
No, I like you.
I just, yeah. Thank you.
And you have a really nice smile. Like, I like seeing you smile and laugh.
Okay, next question.
moving on.
I feel uncomfortable.
When did you last cry in front of another person?
Oh, I don't cry in
For
front of
me, it
people.
was yesterday.
I can attest to that.
It was Luca.
When did I know the last
Was
person
it
I
with me?
very likely.
Then it was like before spring break, on this floor, with a pillow in my lap, as you sobbed.
I cried after that.
About
Cut that.
Hello Kitty
Oh.
rice cooker.
ooh.
The other week Bella was sitting on her floor, like on her laptop, on her pewter or whatever.
I'm on computer right now.
And so actually it was this one. It was the let's get out
Out there.
let's get
There.
out there pillow. I almost said let's get out of here, and I was like, why does that pillow say that? And then
Bella says leave.
I was like sitting with Bella, like kind of crying, and I picked up my head, and there was these 2 darkened circles on the pillow from where I cried on it, and that was sobering, you know?
Yeah.
I stopped crying. No, I didn't.
No. Julia?
I don't cry in front of people.
I did that for a long time. And then
So I think the last time someone saw me cry was Luca on accident. Whenever you guys walked in on me. Luca and did I tell you about this? Luca and my roommate, they were hanging out with our friends downstairs, and I went upstairs. I was just having a day, and I was just like sobbing, and then they walked in, and I'm sobbing, and then they're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm just like, "Please leave! Get out! Get out of here!"
I climbed up in this windowsill. And I just cried.
I couldn't tell if you were on the phone or something, and I also just froze up. That was on me. I wasn't expecting that.
I was not on the phone. I was just having a moment.
So
you
we
guys literally, they
all
walk in, and
three
then
of
Luca's
us-
face, he goes,
we all kind of like deer in headlights, and then she goes, "Get out!" we got out.
and then you guys both texted me being like, "Hey,
We love
Hey,
you.
girly pop. Just wanted to let you know. What, if anything, is too serious to be joked about?
if you've experienced it, nothing's off the table."
Fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that there's a distinct line to be drawn. I think it's if you have dealt with it and like suffered through it, then you're allowed to joke about it.
I would say too, like my line is where someone makes like a really demeaning joke about my situation. Like I wasn't ready to joke. about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that would be my line. It's like if you're test the waters of where I'm
Yeah.
at with joking.
I think as long as the joke lands,
Shit.
you're pretty much fine.
Yeah.
If you
As long as it's actually funny, you're
yeah,
fine.
if you just say something and it's not funny and it's also offensive,
Now
I
you
say I don't like
reconsider.
whenever people just like are joking, but they just say stuff for shock value for the sake
Yeah.
of being offensive, and it's like be actually smart or funny with it. Like, please.
if you're crafty, or even if you make a joke about something that I'm really insecure about, but it's really funny, I will not care.
Like, what about like
If it's really creative and I have to sit there and go, damn, you got me good.
the pop?
What's your name, B.O.B.? So they calling you Bob?
So
That
the other
was-
day, it was
It's
really
not the other day. It was like a month ago. Not a
It
month.
was like a week ago.
It was 2 weeks ago.
about a week ago. No? Okay. Sorry. It was really windy, and
We had a conversation earlier. In the
all
day.
3 of us having curly hair, we made a comment about how when it gets really windy, both of us, and perhaps a third mysterious person, having curly hair,
Everyone's gonna know.
we made a comment about how when it gets really windy, like you feel like your hair is getting blown out.
Yeah.
I have not gotten a haircut recently. That's why the hat's on
Stop
today.
making me sound like a shitty person.
And
I was really insecure, and she knew that.
I
And then
knew. I
Yeah.
told her right before.
I told her right before not to make a joke about that because
And
that upset
a
me.
strong gust of wind came upon us.
No, and you
and
said I
I-
actually enjoy it.
I was like, you know, I like this. I like being
I was
outside. I like
shivering.
the
I was
elements.
suffering.
And, you know, someone wasn't feeling it, and they decided that no one else should be feeling it in that moment.
So I don't ruin it for everyone
And
else.
I
this
bet you're gonna like that Bob after this blowout.
And I just had to sit there and take it.
He took it like a champ.
No,
I didn't.
He went silent.
He sat there like a winner, took
He
it like a
still-
champ.
He still talks about it. Okay. Oh my god, another death one. Jesus. There's like 3 more death ones.
Oh my god.
And we have 4 questions
I was
left.
gonna say 4 questions left, 3 of them are about death.
If you were to die this evening, like now, with no opportunity to communicate with anyone, what would you regret not having told someone? This is very like, can this be aired? What's your your dying words? What do you need to tell someone?
If I died right now and wasn't able to like communicate, I would regret not telling all my friends I love them.
Yeah.
Which like I feel like okay, basic.
I
think true.
I tell my friends I love them decently often, but I think I would go out regretting that I never communicated that efficiently, like in ways besides just saying it, that like I didn't do enough.
I would also like. I would regret. Okay, again, maybe this is just me being a horrible person. I would regret not telling the people that I don't forgive for things, not telling them that I still remember what they did. And like vice versa, like if I forgive them, I'm going out vengeful. But like, and like if I've forgiven them, I would regret not telling them like, hey, I got over it, it's fine. And then the people that like really I don't fuck with, I'd be like, I would regret not being like, hey, what you did was fucked up, by the way.
Yeah.
I would send a couple emails being like, hey,
Email.
I don't keep a lot of people's phone
I
numbers.
page them.
I send them a pigeon.
Send them a pigeon. That's what I was
What would you do if you got a carrier pigeon from someone that you have not spoken to in years? You open up the paper tied around its leg.
I don't forgive you, by the way, I dead now.
You made things worse for me.
I'm dead.
Lots of love.
Okay.
XOXO.
You ready?
Yes.
Your house containing everything you own catches fire. After saving your loved ones and pets, so excluding that, you have time to safely make a final dash to save any one item. What would it be? What's the item?
My childhood stuffed animals. Ideally as many of them as I can grab, but
I was gonna say one item.
I can hold in one hand. I can hold like the three that came to college with me. It's my baby blanket, Kit Kat, and Yarny. Kit Kat is a stuffed like tuxedo
Fuck
cat.
is Yarny?
Yarny's the tiger.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, we've met.
I know I've met them. I just didn't know which one's which.
Okay.
And they have been with me since I was like maybe 5 or 6. I think honestly, Kit Kat goes back to maybe when I was 4. Blanket when I was born. We've been through the mud together. They're the real OGs. You asked me to define friendship. I think about them.
Julia?
But like genuinely, I think they are the things from my childhood with the most sentimental value.
I would probably go in and
I have anecdotes if you need me to buy time.
no, I don't know if this is cheating because it's like multiple items in one, but I comprised like these journals full of like everything I've kept over the years. Like it's like cards I've gotten, pictures I have. I like put them all in these like this big journal. So I'd probably go get that because that has like so much in it.
Yeah,
I'm going somewhere with this. Did you guys grow up really afraid that aliens were going to abduct you?
No.
I had a really, like, until late elementary school, maybe early middle school, I was so afraid. And when I was especially young, I would make sure to sleep with the 3 realest ones on top of my stomach, because my logic was if I got abducted, I would like carry them with me.
You sleep on your
And
back?
I forced myself to sleep on my back. I'm a side sleeper. And I would force myself to fall asleep on my back because I didn't want to be abducted alone. I wanted at least
Why
my
didn't you
stuffed
just put them in,
animals.
like, a waistband?
Because I wanted to hold them.
That was not my fear. My fear was the zombie apocalypse. And that's because my childhood home's right next to a graveyard, and I was like, oh, if this happens, we are
You're
fucked.
first.
Yeah. So I'd always sleep with like a blanket over my head because my thought is like, at least they can't just bite into my brain, so they gotta go through the blanket first, which makes it
Shit,
harder.
It's gonna taste bad. They're gonna be like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, either they're gonna like go past me because they don't see me under the blanket, or they're gonna try and bite in and it gives me like an extra millisecond as they're trying to work through the blanket. to like do something.
Okay.
I've thought about this a lot.
Next episode, can you bite through a blanket?
And yet another death question. Of all people in your family, whose death would be the most disturbing? I don't know if that's fair, because, like, what do you... Like, you're gonna choose over mom
So
and
you want me to
dad?
rank them?
Mom and dad versus brother and sister? Like,
At the bottom of the pyramid.
One of your
I
maybe
don't
have.
know. Maybe let's rephrase. Let me cook.
You got it.
This is, like, a terrible question.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say
this
Like,
what
this is simply awful.
This is-
Like, what, you may choose between my baby brother and my mother?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's insane. Let's see.
Whose death would you be least affected by?
Let's not
That's the
do that
worst.
one.
Well,
What
if you're really
celebrity-
asking.
What do
What
you want to know?
celebrity death in the past 10 years hit you the hardest?
Oh.
For me, Cameron Boyce.
Can
Still
I
not over it.
be so honest with you guys? I was genuinely off for a couple days when the Queen died. So, for those of you who don't know, my mom is from Trinidad. And Trinidad was an English colony for many a year, up until the late 1800s. Trinidad, especially like high society Trinidad, is still very engrossed in British politics, especially relating to the crown. And so, you know, like, I grew up, my mom knows everything about the royal family. Like, she has a lot of information, and so that was passed down to me. It's genetic, I guess.
Runs in the genes.
And you could feel something shift in the house for like a day or two when we all learned that the Queen died. Like, I know where I was on the B9 bus going to my high school for band rehearsal.
Instead of like where were you during 9/11, it's where were you when Queen
I
Elizabeth?
I could tell you what I was wearing. I was in an
Jesus.
orange shirt
No,
and
we
some
didn't ask what
jorts.
you were wearing.
Objection, no one asked.
Julia, what celebrity death hit you the hardest?
I was thinking about it. Chadwick Boseman, probably. Black Panther.
Okay.
Oh, that hit. That was
Yeah.
rough. I was like, what do you mean we're not getting another Black Panther movie with him in it? What do you mean? Like, obviously, yes, also he was a great person, I'm sure, allegedly. But, I mean, I don't know, I didn't know him personally.
Yeah, no.
But, like, oh, that was rough. Because I was really into Marvel for a hot sec. Okay. And you look like you'd be really sad about Cameron Boyce's death.
Yeah, it really did get me. Like, the fact that I woke up one day and Luke from Jessie was gone. Jessie was, like, my favorite. Okay, we are to question 36.
Woo!
Thank God, because
We're
we're
almost
at an
in-
hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, we're almost in love.
There's material to be cut.
I want to read the ending, too, once we get through
Okay.
this last question. Share a personal problem and ask your partner's advice on how he or she might handle it. I have a better one. What in the other person's life would you alter to make them happier? It's not to be specific about it. Just be like, stand up for yourself.
Yeah, that's true. I would. That's a good one. Wait, that's such a good question. I have to think about it.
I think I would go into your brain and turn off a couple switches. Like, not smartness wise, but just,
Lobotomy.
like, the way you overanalyze things and like self-deprecate so fast. I would like turn that switch off.
Yeah, I was gonna say something like that, or like
I'm gonna think about that later.
I would go and sit down everyone you've ever had a problem with and explain why you are the way you are, and how your brain works, and like everyone who like you have ever thought like, oh, they don't like me or whatever. I
Mhm.
would sit down and explain to them this is why he thinks you don't like them or whatever, and if you do like him, change how you're acting because he is interpreting it this way.
Okay.
Does that even make sense?
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Actually. I don't know if this falls into like the not really feasible territory.
We can try it.
I'd be God, and I would.
I would change the way that you think about yourself.
That's
Mhm.
not off the table.
Okay.
I said I would go into your brain.
That's
so-
true.
I would open it up.
Lobotomy.
So, go ahead.
I think of you very highly, and like I completely understand when you talk about just like negative self-thought, things like that. everyone has it, but I have a hard time conceptualizing it because I have never thought of you that way. You know?
You're like, so I would change. I would think worse of you, so I understand.
No.
I wish I could see the bad in you the way you do.
I would make you think better of yourself.
Period.
It is harder because I feel like you're pretty good at fighting yourself.
Yeah, like it's not like a respect yourself thing. Like
Yeah, no, I am not afraid to tell a bitch off.
I feel like part of the reason that I like spending time around you, I think it just works with how my brain works. You're very set on your boundaries. You are very self-respecting, and it's relaxing to be around because
because you know I'm not gonna.
You're gonna let me know if I'm doing something stupid.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be fake.
Yeah,
That's such a big worry all the time that people have. Are like, people are so fake around each other. I just don't understand why. Like,
I think I would change the way you think other people love you. I think you underestimate how other people feel about you. I think you. Sorry.
Anywhere else?
stop looking.
Anywhere else would be hard.
We're all gonna end up in tears.
You care so much about how much you love other people, but I think you focus on that so much you forget how much other people love you. And I would sit in your brain and just think for a couple minutes about how many people love you.
I have to read after this what he sent me yesterday. So good. Okay.
I was gonna say, yeah, a similar thing.
Oh, you're gonna say one too.
Oh, well,
You
I
can.
thought you were prompting me to.
No, you can.
I was gonna say,
I
I would say
wasn't gonna force
probably.
you to. I was gonna force it.
I was gonna say probably a similar thing. Like, I don't think you know how much I like being your friend, and I wish you knew that more. I wish I was better at making it clear as well. But
You can change it in yourself too.
yes, I'm gonna change your life by changing my life.
Okay.
Do you guys get that thing where like sometimes your friend will say something or they'll ask you to be out to hang out and you're like, oh my god, like my friends like me.
I do
Like,
every
No.
single time. Every single time.
They're such a novelty to like.
I like when my friends like me too.
I love
when
when
my friends think
like
that
me.
that I'm also their friend.
Also, the feeling of having one of your best friends refer to you as
Their
their
best
best
friend?
friend
Oh my
for the first
God.
time.
Ugh, nothing compares.
Telling.
That's
I
crazy.
tell my mom you're my best friend. Also, you. But like that was implied.
So
You're the
I
one.
fear we got it confused. We're not supposed to be calling him love.
Didn't realize I was gonna be third wheeling on this.
It's not actually a throuple. You're just getting cucked.
You've been voted off the island.
He's honey voted too.
His feet up here. What's
Well,
the ending
that's-
say?
That was all the questions. It just says, I just thought it was funny. The beauty of these questions is that you can ask these of a stranger. Ask a few during a date. Or even use to deepen relationships with loved ones in your life.
Okay.
We want to hear from you. Please share your experience with the 36 questions and tell us, and it just goes on to promote.
Oh my gosh.
Stop asking me about my mom and stop asking me how I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Also,
there's
don't
too
ask
much
which
that.
family member would be worse to die.
That's crazy.
That's a crazy question. Imagine you're on a first date, someone whips that out.
Yeah, I'd be like,
So, rank your
you're
family members
insane.
on how sad you'd be if they died.
I'd be like, what's your fucking answer, freak?
You know those TikToks that were like, how I would cry if this person died? That, but
That's insane.
make that but for your immediate family.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you in love?
I think so.
I think so
I-
too. In a very platonic way, yes.
Yeah. Hot
Yeah.
take, I think platonic love is more important than romantic love, but maybe that's just me being single and projecting.
Here's the thing.
I would say they're
Unrelated note,
equally important.
I'm single.
I don't think you can survive without love.
Yeah, you need love to like survive
It's
and
like,
be happy.
yeah. But you will find romantic love. Look at things you
I think yeah, you guys are both gonna find romantic love and it'll be great, and then you'll also find love. Me, I already have that, so can't relate, but I at least have the romantic part.
And on that note.
If y'all don't love me.
On that note,
On that note, see you guys.
what should they leave a comment about?
Oh, leave a comment about which family member you would be most sad if they
Shit,
died.
don't do that. Leave a comment about.
Tell
what
us
you
about
wanna
your
see-
relationship with your mother.
Leave a comment about two things. One, what you want to see on the next episode. Two, questions you have for these two. I want questions. I want questions about you two.
Yes, ask questions.
Like specific.
I love to talk about
Things you
myself.
want us to unpack on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like there's some people probably have some questions at this point.
I don't know what that means.
Things have been said that need to be unpacked.
True. Okay.
Okay.
Goodbye. Bye bye.